Alright, so I want you to raise your hand if you've ever gone to a mall, specifically only to buy a soft pretzel.
Please hang up and try again.
Alright, so for this video I'm going to be talking about how I hate to go shopping for clothes. And again, I want to make especially clear that this is talking about clothes shopping. I can honestly spend hours. You drop me off at a Best Buy and I can spend hours in that store. Hours and hours. I could live at a Barnes & Noble, like fine, happily. I would probably prefer living there than living in an actual house. But clothes shopping, on the other hand, I'm just not that crazy for. And I think it can be summed up pretty quickly. One, I think, you know, I mean, I'm talking from a 20-something-year-old woman's perspective, is that when you are going clothes shopping, you kind of have to be in the mood. One, and this is kind of a problem that I always run into, I always eat before I clothes shop, and then I feel, you know, like I eat Mexican food. I eat a lot of Mexican food, and I eat that and then I feel bloated, and then I try on something and I realize, well, this makes me feel pretty awful. And so I have to just start over, and I get frustrated, and then I get sweaty, which I don't know if you've ever tried on clothes and just have been like incredibly sweaty, but every time I try on clothes I just get really, really sweaty. So that's probably more personal than I was expecting to get in this video, but that happens. And then I have like major anxiety. One time I literally spent like 20 minutes trying to get a dress off. It fit, it like literally went on, I mean, it was snug, but it went on okay. And then when I tried to get it over my shoulders again, I just could not do it. And I almost started crying. I was in a certain area alone, like I was in another city alone. I couldn't call my mom and be like, hey mom, I'm stuck in a dress, and I didn't know who else to call. I could have called some of my friends who live in the city, but how embarrassing would that be, being like, hey, yo, I'm stuck in a dress in a dressing room. I'm really gonna need you to come here. And then like, I'm a girl, obviously, and like, well, not obviously, I can, you know, that's not obvious anymore, but there were only guys who were the employees at this certain store, and I didn't want to, you know, like yell for them and say, hey, I need you to rip this dress off of my naked body, because that would just be awkward for, I think, both of us. So I didn't do that. You know, honestly, I don't know. I didn't rip it. I know I didn't rip it. But it was a struggle, and I had to like contort, and I thought for a second I was gonna have to dislocate my shoulder, which is something I didn't know how to explain to people because I probably wouldn't be able to work. But then again, I'm going to have to like tell my doctor, well, I broke my shoulder because I couldn't get out of a dress in a dressing room, and that would have been too much for me to bear. I would probably have just been like, okay, I'm gonna buy this dress, and then never, ever, ever take it off. Wear that dress like a freaking cartoon character every single day. That would be probably what I would do. And then sometimes shoppers bring other people who are not interested in shopping with them. Most of the time, I will admit that sometimes I am those people who are not interested in shopping, tagging along with someone who is interested in shopping. But most of the time, I don't do that. Most of the time, if I'm actually there with a person, I'm shopping. But sometimes, you know, there's a girl, and this is pretty stereotypical, this is just an example, it's not like the only thing that happens, but sometimes a girl, you'll see, like, a girl will bring a guy in, and the girl will be rifling through clothes, and then you'll see the guy who's like on his phone or whatever, just like doing whatever, looks like he's bored to tears, looks like he's like in one of the frickin' circles of hell, and I mean, what can he do? He can't leave, evidently, because I don't know, I have never asked a male friend to come into a store unless he wants to. I mean, if he wants to shop, then yeah, sure, why not? But I don't understand the point of like having someone tag along. Kids, I get, you have to keep track of those. You have to keep track of those kids, but you know, like, just, you know, if I'm in a store, especially like Victoria's Secret, like something that, again, people in general should be like, bras are not Bras are not scary objects. They exist. But, you know, if a guy doesn't want to if he feels uncomfortable being near so many bras, then maybe say, you know, take a break, you know, pop a squat over on that bench and I'll be looking at bras. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please like it and comment, you know, if you have any kind of pet peeves when it comes to shopping or any like kind of horror stories, and subscribe so you don't miss a video, and do whatever you need to do.